Carol here. If you just bought a Cricut and you're all excited about making all these really wonderful creations you've seen on the internet and on Cricut sites, you go and you get your Cricut, you take it out of the box and you go, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Where's the instruction booklet? There isn't one. However, what you do is you use Cricut Design Space to make all those wonderful projects that you want to do. So you're like, okay, how do I do that? Well, I'm going to do a series of instructions on how to use Cricut Design Space. But first of all, you have to get an account set up on Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Let me move me a little bit here. First of all, you are going to want to go on Cricut.com. Right now, this is what the home page looks like. This is where you're going to set up your Cricut Design Space account. Right over here, you have Design. So what you need to do is you just need to click on Design. I'm going to go ahead and go to the Sign On with your Cricut ID, or, which I do have one, but if you don't have one, you're going to want to create a Cricut account, and you're going to click on this, and it's going to ask you for some information. As you can see, mine's already populated because I do have an account, so I'm going to sign in. But for you, just go ahead, excuse me, and fill out this information, and that's going to get you your Cricut Design account. So I'm going to go ahead, and then at that point, you are ready to start working on Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to sign in. Now just let me tell you, you don't give, this is a free program through Cricut. You don't give them any credit card information or anything like this. This is going to be your Cricut Design account that you can use to upload pictures, to insert cartridges, to do all kinds of stuff. I'll explain a little bit more about that, but let's go ahead and sign in. And this is what you're going to need to do. And if my internet will work, we could. There we go. I have some pretty bad internet. Right now, this is going to be your home page to your Cricut Design Space. It's going to look like this. So this is where you're going to start a new project. Along here, these are all projects that I have made, and when you start making yours, they're going to be there too. There is no limit to the number of projects that you can save. You can click view all and you'll see my bazillion ones that I've made. We're not going to do that. But if you scroll down here, then you've got Cricut Access. Now, Cricut Access is a series of projects, images, shapes that you can purchase from Cricut. You can purchase it individually if you don't have a Cricut Access account, or if you do, you get free use of all these Cricut Access projects or images. And when you get your new Cricut machine, you have the option, you do have a free 14-day use of Cricut Access. So that kind of gives you time to see if you really want it. So you can either pay a $9.99 a month for Cricut Access use, or you can pay for it by the year, at which point you get, it's a $7.99 charge. If you do have Cricut Access, any purchases you make from Cricut.com will automatically get a 10% reduction in price, including sale and machine. So it's something to think about. I use my Cricut a lot. To me, it's worth it. It isn't necessarily worth it to everybody. As you get more familiar with using Cricut Design Space, you can make that decision yourself. So you have tutorials that you can look at. You have, now with the infusible ink products that Cricut has, there's a lot of projects. So basically what you have along here are a lot of projects. Well, as we get more into the design aspect, I'll explain a little bit more. But the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go up to this little hamburger menu up here, and you're going to have new machine set up, and you're going to want to do that when you have a new machine. So if you click on that, you're going to let you're going to let this know if you have the Cricut Maker or you have the Cricut Explorer. These are the only two types of machines that will work with Cricut Design Space. If you have the old Expression series, it's not going to work. And also now you do have the Easy Press. You can link up to this because if they have any updates, you can get these through through Cricut Design Space. So I have my Cricut Explorer here. I have a Maker and I have this one, and I really like both machines. So I'm just going to click on this one, and it's going to walk you through your setup process. So it's going to pretty much tell you how to do. You're going to make a little project that is pretty easy to do to kind of get you used to using Cricut Design Space. So we're going to try to cancel this one. Which one is not working? So let's just go back. Yes, we want to go back. Yes. All right, so let's sign in again. Sorry about that. If we have another look at this little hamburger menu, you have calibration. The new machines are pretty good. The only time you want to calibrate them is when you do a print and cut, or you have a Maker and you use some of their new tool features. Manage custom materials will make more sense as we get further on. You have all kinds of different materials you can cut, and you can design your own cut and speed pressures here. Update firmware. I've had Cricuts for years, and I have once had a request from Cricut itself to update any firmware. The account details are your account, and this is where if you do wish to purchase anything or order Cricut Access, you would put your credit card information and address in that particular in the account details. Link cartridges. Well, now some people don't even know what a Cricut cartridge is, so let me make myself a little bigger. This is the Cricut cartridges. This is how you used to work with Cricut. They'd come in a little box. Oh goodness, and I can't even open it. And you would get this little keypad thing, and it had a little keypad, and you'd put that on, and then you got this little booklet that gave you all the little different ways you could do. And then you had this little cartridge right here that you would plug into your machine, and you could do all the designs that you have in your little book. It was kind of cumbersome, but now you can link. If you have cartridges, you can link them, and you can only do it with the Explorer series. Let me bring my little, right in here is a little pocket, and that's where you're going to put your cartridges, and you click on that link cartridges, and it will link all your cartridges up for you. Now, if you buy a cartridge or you get a cartridge from a friend that they've linked to their account, it won't link to yours. It can only link to one account. And to just make it clear, when you have a Cricut Design Space account, all of your images, cartridges are linked to that account. It is not linked up to this machine. So if you don't have an Explorer series, you have a Maker, you can't link cartridges with the Maker because there's no little handy dandy slot. In the Maker, you can either call Cricut help desk and they'll upload them for you, or you can use a friend's. What you do with your friends is you log on to your Cricut Design account and you can link them up with that machine. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Here's your Cricut Access, which we talked about a little bit. This is where you could sign up for your Cricut Access. The settings are basically the grid on your canvas for your design space. We haven't even gotten there. I personally like the full grid, and the units imperial, which is what we use here in the US, which is inches, feet. You can select that, or metric, which I have no idea what metric is, so I don't like it. Anyway, so let's go back to our, come on, there we go. So let's go back to the home page, and the last thing I'm going to go over right here is the help. And this is where you can get all kinds of videos for help. You've got written directions. you've got videos, you've got a lot of information. Plus, Cricut has a chat, and they also have a call-in line that you can help with. So you can select your machine and you can get a lot of information and help from here. So hopefully this will help you out. Get started with your Cricut machine. It's a lot of fun. You'll love it. So please don't put it in the box and take it back to the store. Get going with your Cricut. Once you get used to it, you'll love it. Will you make mistakes? Oh, yes. Will some of your projects not turn out? Yeah, they will not turn out. But it has a learning curve, but I think once you get to it, you're going to love it. Thanks for watching.